What's up, grinders? It's the Country CEO back again with another video giving you the game on the dump truck business, right? Topic for the day is finding financing for your dump truck, right? Finding financing for your dump truck. I know that there are many out there that think that's a big old huge monster to conquer, that this is some big obstacle to overcome, like the Great Wall of China, right? But I'm here today to make the terms simple for you on what is needed and what you need to bring to the table to be able to get secure financing for your dump truck, to be able to live out your dreams of being an owner operator, working yourself by way of a dump truck, right? All right, so here we go. What do you need to bring to the table? Well, first of all, you need to have a credit score of about 700, right? A credit score of about 700. And when you really think about it, when credit score ranges can go up to 8 and 850 these days, 700 is really not all that bad, right? 700 is really considered, I think, to be good. Great is when you get on up there 750 plus, headed towards 850, right? So 700 is considered very good credit, right? 700. So that's what you need to be working toward. That's what you need to have to be able to go in with confidence that you're going to be able to secure financing with your dump truck, right? All right, so check out your score, do things to work on your score. If you have to get with some kind of credit repair company, I know there are a lot of individuals out there now that are charging money that can help you to be able to repair your credit, right? Now, let me say this. One of the things with your credit, you cannot have a recent bankruptcy on your credit. They don't look at that in a very good light when you got a bankruptcy, right? And we know, I don't know if you went chapter 7, chapter 15, but if you went chapter 7, there's a 10-year period in which that bankruptcy stays on your record and then it falls off, right? Right. So you definitely may want to wait until you've gotten that off your record before you go and try to apply to get credit to get a dump truck, okay? All right, so you don't want no bankruptcies. You want a 700 credit score. All right, another very important thing that they look for in being able to finance you for your dump truck is experiencing but purchasing large items like that, right? They look for to see, do you have experience in purchasing large items like that? I can recall when I financed my first used dump truck, my first truck, I think that truck was like 45, 50,000, right? So I paid for that truck, right? But about a year before I paid for it, I was trying to go and get this brand new truck, right? All right, so it's my first time stepping up and being able to purchase something that was right at $100,000, right? 50 to 100, that's a huge gap. But they were willing to work with me on that because they saw that I at least financed 45 or 50. But what they did want me to do is that I did have to put the title up to the first truck against that second truck, right? Because I didn't have a big old large item that I had financed on that level before, right? So what they did, since I had paid for the first truck, they allowed me to put the title up against financing the second truck. Well, I typically didn't really want to do that, but I looked at it, hey, I'm in here for the long haul. I'm going to pay for this truck. I'll get my title back. We good. All right. And I was able to do that with no problem, right? So they want you to have experience in purchasing a large, big ticket item like that, right? And not only purchase, but to have a good payment history showing where you weren't struggling to pay for that large ticket item, right? So it's one thing to get a large ticket item, but if you struggle and they see on your credit to where you were consistently late in paying for that large ticket item, then that's not going to go over too well as well, right? All right. And so these things typically will work well, and this will put you in a category of being a good 100% strong buyer, right? All right, and so I know the question is going to arise, well, do you have to put a down payment down, right? Well, information that I got from my finance guy is that typically brand new trucks, definitely, if that 700 scores there, if you got a good record of purchasing and paying for a large ticket item, they'll 100% finance you. Did you hear that? They will 100% finance you. But there's a kicker. Guess what? If they can finance you 100%, they make more money off of paying them financing the whole item for you. Let me give you an example. If the truck is $150,000 and if they wanted to require 20% down, which would be $30,000, it's better for them. They make more money in the long run if they finance the whole 150 than instead of requiring you to put 30 and they only make money off 120. Did you get that? All right. So that was great news when my finance guy told me about that. I was like, wow, wonderful, And I thought back to my days of buying trucks. It was true. It was that all I had to do most of the time is just get on the phone. Hey, man, what you got down there? He would tell me what I have. And I would tell him, I said, okay, go ahead and get one ready. I want to buy one. He would email me the application. I would fill out the application, send the application back to him by email. And then he would call me 3 days later. Hey, you've been financed. Let's go with it, right? I was approved, right? Because guess what? I had developed a payment history of purchasing large ticket items, and then I never had a problem with paying for them, right? And then my credit score was what it needed to be. All right. Some questions I asked my guy as I wanted to be accurate on latest techniques and tactics of finance companies when dealing with these trucks. I asked him, I said, well, how many months are they going? He said, well, right now, most companies are going 72 months, right? Which is basically 6 years, right? On a truck. I remember when I first started, they weren't doing 6 years. They was doing 5, right? And whatever that note was on 5, then that's just what the note was, right? And so, but now these days, he says they're doing 72 months, which is 6 years, which allow you to be able to do what? A lower note, but they make more money off you because the term is longer, right? All right. And so I asked him about other avenues of financing. Well, most dealerships are using, dealership financing, right? I'm a Mac guy, Mac financing, Volvo financing. That's who Mac goes through. All right. But there are other companies. If you got a finance guy you deal with, my guy does have 3, 4, 5 other outside sources that he kind of deals with as well. He'll like to run you through Mac at first, but then there's other sources that he uses. And then for most of you, if you got a personal relationship with your hometown bank or local bank, that's always another avenue as well. All right. All right, so those are some finance things. I want to add a couple things to you because I know that some had asked a little question about this, and I think I may have answered it in the comments. What are some other avenues for guys with bad credit or not so good credit or middle of the road credit, right? Here's a couple ways that you can be able to obtain either financing or obtain a truck if your credit is not so up to par, right? One way is that I've seen where there have been some guys who want out, right? They want out of the dump truck business for various reasons, and not because the business is bad, but because maybe they haven't managed well, or they are not a hustler, they can't find work, or personal reasons. It could be a divorce. It's several reasons why some guys all of a sudden step out of the business, right? And if that information gets out and gets around that a guy wants to get out of a truck, guess what? He's in a bind and in a situation where he wants out. Well, guess what? You got some cash money. You might could go to that guy and say, hey, man, I could give you $3,000 and take up the notes, right? I can give you $5,000 and take up the notes from here. And all you would have to do is go to your lawyer, get your lawyer to write it up as a lease purchase, show him, well, you're lease purchasing this truck from this guy, which means you'll send him the note every month, or he'll give you the payment book. You pay the note every month. End of the term, he'll give you the title to the truck, right? I've done that myself before, right? I've seen it done, right? That's a way of obtaining a truck if your credit is not so good or where it needs to be, right? And then another way I'll share with you, I've seen guys obtain trucks, is that at some dealerships, it might not be a Mac dealership or a standard Peterbilt dealership, but it's a place that sells trucks, right? Sometimes those trucks have in-house financing, right? They're not the big dealerships like a Kenworth or Mac or anything, but they are a truck dealer, and what they'll do, they're more inclined to be able to provide a finance company that may have a little bit of high interest rate, but guess what? They'll get you done, or they'll in-house finance you and you pay them the note every month, right? Right. So there are some different avenues that you can look into to be able to get financing for a dump truck, whether credit is where it needs to be or credit is not where it needs to be, right? All right, so I had a guy that responded to one of my videos. His name is Albert. I believe his last name was Albert Rhodes. Albert, if you watch this video, definitely put your information in the comment section of this video so guys can see that you are a guy that provides financing for dump trucks, right? All right, I did give him permission, you guys, to put that in the chat. So Albert, you watch this video, put your information in the chat. And I meant to ask you, did you finance out-of-state trucks? That'll be something that you can also answer in the chat, right? All right, so I hadn't said it in the last couple of videos. I need to say it to you. If you go shine, you sure enough got to grind. Get busy with it, because I know I'm all about getting mine, right? All right, Country CEO, we out of here. Peace.